The night wrapped Genoa City in an uneasy silence. Even the usual hum of traffic seemed distant, like the city itself was holding its breath. Something was coming, something no one, not even Victor Newman, could fully control. Inside Newman Enterprises, the lights in Victor's office burned long past midnight. Victor stood alone, a glass of bourbon untouched in his hand, his eyes fixed on the skyline. He wasn't thinking about business. Not entirely. He was thinking about Lily Winters and the move she had made. Not just bold, not just strategic, personal. Damn it, he muttered under his breath. For the first time in a long time, Victor Newman felt something unfamiliar creeping into his chest. Uncertainty. Across town, Lily sat in her penthouse, the glow of her tablet illuminating her face. She wasn't reviewing numbers or contracts. She was staring at a file she hadn't opened in years. Her finger hovered over the screen, hesitating. "This changes everything," she whispered. Behind her, Billy leaned against the doorway. "You've been saying that all night. Either open it or destroy it." Lily didn't look at him. "You don't understand." "Then help me understand." Finally, she turned, her eyes heavy, not with fear, but with the weight of truth. "This isn't just about Chancellor anymore," she said quietly. "This is about Victor." Billy frowned. "What about him?" Lily exhaled slowly. This could bring him to his knees." Billy raised an eyebrow. "Victor Newman? On his knees?" Lily's voice dropped to a near whisper. "Yes." The next morning, Lily made her decision. She didn't call a meeting. She didn't alert Devin or Nate. She went straight to Newman Enterprises. When she walked in, the tension was immediate. Employees glanced at her, whispers trailing in her wake. Victor had already been informed. "Send her in," he ordered calmly. When Lily entered his office, the air shifted. Victor turned, his expression unreadable. "Ms. Winters, I was wondering when you'd show up." Lily closed the door behind her. "We need to talk." Victor gestured to the chair across from him. "Then sit." "I'll stand." A flicker of irritation crossed his face, but he said nothing. "Very well." Lily didn't waste time. She held up her tablet. "What I'm about to show you, you're not going to like." Victor smirked faintly. "I've faced worse." Lily's eyes locked onto his. "Not like this." She tapped the screen and turned it toward him. At first, Victor didn't react. He stared at the screen, his expression still, composed. Then his eyes narrowed, then widened. Then, for a brief, shocking moment, they trembled. "No," he whispered. Lily said nothing. Victor reached for the tablet, his hand slower than usual, less certain. He scrolled through the documents, the images, the undeniable proof. "This isn't possible," he said, his voice low. "It is," Lily replied. Victor shook his head. "No, this was buried. It was handled." "Was it?" Lily stepped closer. "Or did you just think it was?" Victor's jaw tightened. "Where did you get this?" Lily didn't answer immediately. Instead, she said something far more dangerous. "The truth has a way of resurfacing." Victor looked up at her, and for the first time in decades, there was fear in his eyes. Years ago, long before Chancellor Winters, before mergers and power plays, Victor had made a decision, a ruthless one, a decision that had quietly destroyed a company connected to Catherine Chancellor's legacy, a company that, if it had survived, would have legally secured full control of Chancellor Industries within Catherine's original bloodline. Victor had intervened, manipulated, destroyed, and covered it up, but he hadn't accounted for one thing: Lily, and the fact that Catherine had trusted her. Buried within Catherine's private records, files that had only recently come into Lily's possession, was everything: proof, paper trails, signed orders, Victor's name. Victor set the tablet down slowly. The silence in the room was suffocating. "You don't understand what you're holding," he said finally. Lily crossed her arms. "I understand exactly what I'm holding. This could destroy everything." "Not everything," she corrected. "Just you." Victor's eyes flashed. "Careful." "No," Lily said firmly. "You should be careful." Another silence. He studied her now, not as an opponent, but as something else, a threat, a real one. "What do you want?" he asked. Lily didn't hesitate. "Chancellor." Victor scoffed, but there was no humor in it. "You think you can blackmail me?" "I think I can expose you," Victor stepped closer, his presence still commanding, but something had shifted. This city runs on power, Ms. Winters. You expose me. You expose yourself to consequences you can't even imagine. Lily didn't flinch. I'm not afraid of you. Victor's voice dropped. You should be. And then something happened that no one would have believed. Victor's expression changed. Not anger, not calculation, something deeper. Regret. You don't know what it cost me, he said quietly. Lily blinked, caught off guard. What are you talking about? Victor looked away, his voice heavier now. The decision I made, it wasn't just business. Then what was it? Victor hesitated. And for a moment, the great Victor Newman seemed like a man carrying something far too heavy. It was survival. Lily shook her head. At the expense of Catherine's legacy? At the expense of what was rightfully hers? Victor turned back to her. I did what I had to do. No, Lily said sharply. You did what you wanted to do. Victor took a step toward her, then another, and then he did something no one had ever seen before. His voice broke. Please. Lily froze. Victor Newman? Pleading? You don't release this, he said, his voice strained. You don't understand what it will do. Lily's heart pounded. You're asking me to protect you? I'm asking you to protect everything. No, she said slowly. You're asking me to protect your empire. Victor's eyes glistened. Barely, but enough. I built this with everything I had, he said. I sacrificed more than you know. Lily's voice softened, but only slightly. And what about what you took? Victor's silence was answer enough. For the first time since walking into that office, Lily hesitated. This wasn't the Victor she knew. This wasn't the untouchable Titan. This was a man, cornered, broken, even. You're begging me, she said almost to herself. Victor didn't deny it. Yes. The word hung in the air like a shockwave. Lily turned away, her mind racing. This was everything she wanted. Proof, leverage, victory. So why didn't it feel like winning? All right, Lily said finally. Victor looked up, hope flickering. I won't release it. Relief washed over his face. Too quickly. On one condition. There it was. Victor straightened slightly. Name it. Lily turned back to him, her expression resolute. You step away from Chancellor. Completely. Victor's face hardened. That's not a condition, that's a demand. Yes. I can't do that. Then I walk out that door and everything you've built starts to crumble. Victor clenched his jaw. You would destroy me. Lily met his gaze. I would reveal the truth. Victor paced, his mind calculating, weighing options, searching for control. But for the first time in a long time, there wasn't an easy move. He stopped, looked at her, and said something that stunned even himself. You win. Lily's breath caught. Victor closed his eyes briefly. You win, for now. News didn't break immediately, but something shifted. At Newman Enterprises, Victoria sensed it first. He's different, she told Nick. Nick frowned. Different how? Quieter, less certain. Adam smirked. Well, that's new. But even he knew. Something was wrong. Devin stared at Lily. You got him to back off? Lily nodded slowly. Nate shook his head in disbelief. Victor Newman doesn't just back off. Billy studied her carefully. What did you do? Lily hesitated, then said simply, I showed him the truth. Late that night, Victor sat alone again. The city stretched out before him, but it didn't feel the same. For the first time in decades, he wasn't in control. And somewhere across town, Lily stood at her window, the same city before her. But for her, everything had changed. She hadn't just challenged Victor Newman, she had broken him. Or at least, that's what she thought. Because in Genoa City, no one stays down forever, and Victor Newman always finds a way to rise again.